Hello! Today I wanted to talk to you about how I take care of my Japanese futon mattress. Now, I currently use Zone Lee's futon mattresses. They have a classic futon, and also I do have their Wheat Dream futon, so I can show you how I take care of each of them. They're both 2.5 inches. Regardless, this is good for futon care in general, and more so the kinds of futons that do have memory foam inside. I will also briefly mention how to take care of a futon that has the cotton insides. Okay, so stay tuned for all of that. So let's get into it, guys. So first of all, most days I just fold up my futon, and that in itself is great because it's not staying in the same place. I also do have it on top of tatami mats, which I have talked about in other videos. I have a bunch of videos on here. There's a whole playlist, so feel free to check it out. But most days I just fold it up like this so that I can sit on it as well. And that's going to help air it out. You can also, if you have like a sunny window somewhere, you can also like kind of like prop it up against the window or something, or like lay it out in front of a window so that you can get those sun rays to get in there and kill anything that might be breeding, things like that. So that's good for a daily practice, or at least every few days. You just want to make sure you're not keeping it in one place the whole time, because that can become a breeding ground for mold and allergens and stuff. So that's like the main thing I would do. Now, on a schedule that is convenient for you, every week we take off the covers and throw them in the wash. At least once a month we put the futon outside. At least. We try to do it more frequently, but regardless, we put it outside in the sunlight so that we can just really make sure nothing's happening under there. But it's like a regular bed. If you wash your sheets regularly, whatever is considered regularly for you, if you was sweated a lot, maybe you need to do it more frequently. I don't know. But as long as you do it on a regular basis, and then I would say at least once a month, maybe like twice a month, you get your futon outside. It really depends on like the humidity in your house, how much you guys sweat, all of those factors. But what has worked for us is we put it out in the sun outside at least once a month. At the very least, too, sometimes I don't feel like going outside. I do have like a skylight. So I can hang the futon under the skylight, and that's what I've done for my daughter's mattress. Or you put it in front of a sunny window. Maybe you open the windows, right? And I don't know, you can hang it. You could figure it out. You guys are creative. I'm sure you could figure it out if you really are able to bring it outside, because some of you might live in apartments or things like that. If you can't bring it outside, if you got a window, hopefully you got a window. Everyone deserves a window. You need a window because in case of fire, you need to be able to escape. So maybe try to figure out how to hang it in a window, stuff like that. And definitely move your mattress around, every so often, so that's not stuck in the same place. If you do those things, then you should be good. Now, when you do, if you're able to bring it outside or to a place where you can beat it, that's good, because you got to beat the dust out, the dust mites, all that stuff. Apparently, like if it stays in one place for too long, like a month or something, then and you don't do anything with it, then dust mites can appear or something like that. I don't even know what dust mites are. I just know that they're not great. They're bugs, right? So you don't want that. As long as you're able to move it, air it, sun it, beat it. As long as you're able to do all those things, move, air, sun, beat. Massive. As long as you're able to do that, that's the acronym. Then it should be pretty okay. So the thing that I love about Zone Lee is that it's just so easy to move around. Like, this thing can't weigh more than like a few pounds. And so it makes it really easy to pick it up and put it outside or do whatever, and just rearrange my room as needed for my ADHD side. But also like just being able to get that added mobility, hip mobility and lower mobility in throughout my day. That's a bonus. And I just like sitting here on the floor some more. So it just makes it really easy to take care of. If you're interested in learning more, I do have links below. A lot of you have expressed interest about this table as well. Yes, the legs do fold up, which is pretty awesome. It folds and you can store it away. And that's also part of my whole ecosystem. Yeah, I can put links down below. Now, for the futon shop, that's more of a legit futon because it has like the cotton filling inside. That does make it heavier and thicker. If you really want that whole like authentic, legit experience, and you're okay with using a little more elbow grease, then definitely consider the futon shop. I have links for them below too. The only thing is, it's a little more of a workout to get it outside. It's a two-person job, depending what size you get. I have the full size. If you get twins, it's probably easier to manage. Like if I were to get more of those, then I would go with the twins and like, maybe lay two side by side because it'd be easier for me to flip and to rotate. And in general, that's another thing you're going to want to do with your futons is just like flip it over. I mean, if you're folding it up, moving it around, then you're going to get good wear and tear on both sides. So it's all about just like continuing to rotate it, and just like you rotate your tires, right? Or you don't rotate them, the car people do. That's pretty much it. And then in terms of the bedding and stuff, it's all pretty easy to just put into the washing machine. Now, for the Wheat Dream, the removable cover, that one does fit in the washing machine, but I would say like if you get the 4-inch classic futon, you might have to take that to like a commercial washer or whatever. You might have to take that to the laundromat because it's a bit thicker and it has like the hollow fiber sewn in to the cover. So you either need a bigger washer or you need to go take it somewhere, which is a little extra step. But what is easier is if you just have like the removable covers on top of it or some additional bedding on top of it so that you won't really have to do that, or maybe you do that like once a year or something, like it's not a big deal. And inside of that, there's a memory foam inside of that. And regardless, you could just put that all out in the sun. If you put the actual cover out in the sun, just take note, it could bleach over time, things like that. But it's still like even the 4-inch classic futon is still very manageable and not much heavier than the 2.5-inch. So I would say for me, like what has worked best for me is just to have the futon covers. And even on top of this, I have bedding. I do have like a fitted sheet. They're all from Zone Lee. And those are the things that I tend to wash. And then once I take the covers off, then I take the futon out and I sun that, and I'm cool with that. And for the thicker version, the classic, even for the Wheat Dream, that's what I would do. I would just have futon covers on top of it. I think that's like the better route to go so that you don't necessarily have to wash that removable cover that comes with it. Maybe just once a year in that case. That's my thinking. It depends on your situation and what works best for you and how sweaty you are. Let's see, what else we gotta talk about. For me, I love my floor futons because they serve dual purpose and I'm able to sit on them during the day, and you can't really do that with a regular bed. And then I just feel like it's less bulky. I have more space now. There's an echo in my room. Another consideration, if you don't want to go all the way to the floor, is to get like a tatami frame or something like that if you want. But yeah, I don't have critters or anything to worry about, knock on wood, so I'm good on the floor. And for my neurodiverse people out there, this is just the way. This just feels good. So hopefully that's helpful. Comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I have a bunch of stuff like eBooks and all that good stuff down below, newsletters, everything. Floor Gang for life. I'll see you in the next one.